I've got an idea. Let's put your business or event on Front Street with a live video webinar. Trust a professional with over 25 years experience to produce the perfect environment where you can do a selfie, add video, a graphic, a PowerPoint, and a chat room for instantaneous feedback from participants and customers with a buy now button on the screen for your products and services. Everybody wins. You sell your products and services. The participants and customers get an education with entertainment. Contact us now. MAJIC Market Webinar. That is MAJIC Market Webinar. Exclusively from MAJIC108FM.com.
Time. A test. How much time do we have? What time is it? Why didn't you do what you said you were going to do? Time. You didn't have time. You didn't want to make time. Time wasn't available. Time was there, but you ignored the time. Do it now. Don't put off what you can do today, tomorrow. Time is not promised. The window closes. Time eludes us. It's time. Let's do it today. Time. Right now. Let's do it right now. Time. Hi, welcome to the MAJIC Market Webinar. My name is Earl the Pearl, or Earl Z Pearl. If you're online and we're friends online, I'd like to tell you a little bit about me before we get started on the webinar. I'm a broadcast professional that started in broadcasting in the early 1980s with WSIE. That was the first station that I worked at and did a program called Communications in Black at WSIE, and then went on from there and went to KKSS. And that's where I did my internship for commercial radio at KKSS, answering phones. A lowly position to start at, but nonetheless, a great place for me to meet industry professionals like Lee Michaels and Doug Banks and Barry Pope and Mike Love and Steve Buys, who's in St. Louis radio. Also, many others, Alan Guest, but I thought I'd mention those because you would probably have ran into them or have met them at one time. I went from KKSS to my first professional job at WHRK. K97 in Memphis. I stayed there for a whole year, worked with Ron Olson at K97, and left K97 and went to KMJM MAJIC 108 FM and worked there for a whole year before moving on, 2 years, for a whole 2 years before moving on to KWK 106.5. And while I was at MAJIC, I did obtain a 25% share of the marketplace, beating out then powerhouse KMOX AM 1120, doing a show called Quiet Storm in St. Louis, Missouri. Went to KWK and worked there and did pop radio for a whole year there. And then pop radio was a long time to do pop radio because I'm an R&B type guy. And so went from there and went back to MAJIC and stayed MAJIC 108 FM, MAJIC 108 FM, not the .com, and stayed there for 6 months before moving on to KATZ AM and FM. Worked there for a whole year with the likes of Jim Gates and Dr. Jockenstein, Sweet Charlie, a whole host of people I'm not remembering, Randy OJ, some other people too that I worked there with, Craig Riggins, and KATZ AM and FM. And then got an offer to move out of St. Louis and program a radio station in WIBB in Macon, Georgia. It was my first programming job and worked there for a whole year with Carl Connor and stayed there for a year programming. Then got out of radio for a little while and got into sales. And why did I do that, right? Well, I had to pay the bills. And I like the climate in Georgia. and didn't want to go back to St. Louis because I thought it was just a little bit too chilly in the springtime. So I know it sounds picky, but that was it. That was the reason why. So, so stayed in Atlanta and did sales, and then ultimately for a few years, and then got a job at WIGO in Atlanta and worked there at WIGO for a whole year. Had fun working at WeGo, and then got out of radio and went into entrepreneurship for a substantial period of time. And then went back to St. Louis and started working at WESL 1490 with the real JR. And I just had a great time there. And then went on to purchase my own radio station that many people are listening to these days, and you'll see it on the screen. That is magic108fm.com. So that's where I'm presently. Those are all the radio stations and experience that I've had in radio. But before that last radio job at WESL, I did produce a TV show because I did karaoke in St. Louis for about 10 years. And that TV show that I produced was a TV show regarding the karaoke. And, it was the St. Louis Celebrity Showcase. And I recorded some very nice vocalists that went on television at UPN, Channel 46 in St. Louis. So did TV producing for 2 years, doing those karaoke shows on television in St. Louis. So that's my resume, and I'm looking forward to teaching you broadcasting. And I hope that you really enjoy it and get into it. And here we go. It's time to learn some things about broadcasting so you can become a broadcaster. Have some fun now, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you. We really appreciate you being here.